Hey guys, it's Austin here, and today I got a video for you, and we are ranking all the Batman Arkham games in order from worst to best. And before I get into it, I just want to say I love the Arkham series so much. It's hard to say any of these games are really bad. Well, it's hard to say 4 out of 5 of them are bad. The fifth one, that one deserves its spot at the last. So, speaking of the last spot, Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. For those of you that don't know what this game is, it was a spin-off game that takes place after the events of Arkham Origins and is a side-scrolling 2.5D game that was released to the PS Vita and 3DS. I'm only counting it on this list because the main story is considered canon in the Arkham universe. I don't even think Rocksteady made it, and I don't even think Warner Bros. Montreal, the people that made Arkham Origins, made it. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the actual 4 games we know and love. The second to last place, we have Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins was targeted and teased by Arkham fans since its release, but honestly, I found the game enjoyable. It was definitely the worst out of the main 4, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game, because in my opinion, it represented Bane the best out of all Arkham games. It had Bane, and then Titan Bane, and TN1 Bane. And in Arkham Asylum, he felt more like a monster than someone with a story and a grudge for the Caped Crusader. In Arkham Origins, they kind of made Bane more of a main character, and in Arkham Asylum, you just had an ongoing boss fight with him, and then after that, it was pretty much the end of Bane until in Arkham City. But that wasn't a boss fight. You throw a batarang at a button. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. The game had many boss fights, including the many Bane boss fights. But the main story was nothing memorable, and it lacked many additions to the actual gameplay needed for what was the third installment to the franchise. Arkham Origins was a fun game to mess around in, but not one to be submersed in. Knowing that it's the third game, and it's the second open world game, you'd expect some improvements to the open world aspect that we saw in Arkham City. But Arkham Origins kind of takes a step backwards with that, because Arkham Origins' larger city compared to Arkham City just feels empty. There's no citizens to protect. There's not many criminals in the streets compared to Arkham City and Arkham Knight, where there's a plethora of things to do just around in the city when you're not chasing the main mission you have to go do, or if you're not even doing a legit side mission, you could just be beating up thugs. Arkham Origins, that was still present, but not as often. Next up, we have Arkham Asylum, and I was really thinking about putting Arkham Asylum in second to last, and then Arkham Origins at this spot, because like I said, I really enjoyed Arkham Origins and I thought it was just a load of fun, but Arkham Asylum, I looked at it and I have it on my PS4, and I played the very beginning of the game and I was like, oh my god, I kind of want to make it like higher up on the list. And then I saw a YouTube review and I was like, yeah, that's the Arkham Asylum game I know and love from my childhood. So here we are, Arkham Asylum. It was the first released in the Arkham game series, and you know what they normally say about the game that's the first in a trilogy. Asylum was a very grounded and linear story for the Bat compared to other games we saw, but it hit all points needed for an amazing experience. It had everything from eerie scenes with Scarecrow, that will forever be in my nightmares, by the way, to the terrifying boss with Killer Croc, also always going to be in my nightmares, and the brutal boss fight with the Joker towards the end. That boss fight, it was a very simple thing, but the ending to it, oh, it was so awesome. I thought Batman couldn't get any cooler, and then the ending of Arkham Asylum, I realized there's no limit to how awesome Batman can be. But I have it lower than Arkham Knight and Arkham City because it's not really an open world aspect. Because Arkham Asylum is open world, but it takes place on a very enclosed area. You're at Arkham Asylum, obviously from the title, and that's just one prison with 3 separate wards, and when you spend the time in the wards, you're enclosed in like corridors, or you're in a library. You can go outside the walls of Arkham to the little outdoor sections in between each area of the prison. But these outdoor sections, there's really like 3 or 4 goons, and by the time you defeat them, you have to progress far enough through the story to get more people to fight in the outside, so they're kind of just filler to make the world bigger. And our next spot, this hurts me to put it here because I I wanted to say it was the best game, I really did, but we have Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight Season Edition to the size of Gotham we saw in Origins, a fully playable Batmobile, team-ups with Nightwing, Robin, Oracle, and even Catwoman. They all come together to stop a new mystery villain, who calls himself the Arkham Knight, and that villain puts together a villain all-star team of pretty much everybody that's been in an Arkham game. The Joker returns as a result of Scarecrow's fear toxin, and this appearance offers a deeper meaning to Batman that we've never really seen before. Arkham Knight definitely added new features to the franchise, but some of the additions were misused, such as Batmobile. There are large tank battles with the Batmobile, and you get lost in the feeling that you're playing World of Tanks. I instantly had a flashback to Batman v Superman and started to second guess the game. But as you progress through the story, the tank battles are more integrated with the other combat types, and the unmasking of the Arkham Knight was an emotional scene, if you didn't predict who it was an hour into the game. Rocksteady gave too many hints at who it could be, and to an educated Batman fan, it was clear who the Knight was. Although it's my favorite and most enjoyable game in the series, it's not the best Batman experience. So coming in, we got one game left. The obvious choice, Batman Arkham City. Arkham City was the first open world game of the Arkham franchise and easily the best Batman experience to date. It takes a brave turn by creating a storyline revolving around the Joker getting Batman and millions of other Gotham citizens sick with his blood, forcing Batman and Joker to team up to find a cure. Similar to Arkham Knight, there's an all-star cast of villains, from Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, and Penguin, to Joker, Warden, Hugo Strange, and Deadshot. It had everything needed to make a great addition to the franchise, interesting story, improved combat, and new characters. Arkham City has enough side missions to keep you busy, but does not have the same replayability as I feel Arkham Knight has. Also, Arkham City suffered from having many filler missions to add to the game's length. Of course, game length is good, but to increase length through boring and repetitive missions is not. When I played Arkham City, I found the very beginning of the game fun, and directly following after that, there was some filler, in my opinion. Technically it could not be considered filler, but I just felt bored doing it. But right when the story started to pick up, I thought it was better. I actually started to enjoy it, and then by the end of the game, I loved every single mission I was doing. Every single mission was action-packed, story-packed, and by the end of the game, had me on a crazy ending. So that's my picks on the order, I guess you could say, on how the Batman games follow in worst to best. We can run through it again. We have Arkham Origins Blackgate for the PS Vita and 3DS, the spin-off game. Then we have Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, followed by Arkham Knight, and the champion of all, Arkham City. I think Arkham City was just the best Batman experience, I guess you could say. Because like I said, Arkham Knight was my favorite in the series, because I just had the most fun playing that game, you know what I mean? It had a lot of side missions, and recently I started to do the Riddler stuff. So that game kind of just has me sticking around for the long run. And I've had Arkham Asylum and Arkham City way longer than Arkham Knight, obviously, and not once have I wanted to do all the side missions or wanted to get the Riddler trophies. So yeah, tell me what you guys feel down below in the comments. Tell me the order. Don't just say, oh, I agree. Tell me the exact order, because I want to see, even if you change the order of Arkham Knight and Arkham City, I want to see what you think. Check out my Uncharted 4 series, vote on the next game I play through, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.